I'm actually very proud of myself because Roy was a very good friend of mine. He was another transporter that just recently passed away. I really think he'd be very proud of me. I'm happy I was able to do this.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Shipping Wars became one of television's most popular reality shows, following independent transporters hauling oversized cargo. The series originally aired from 2012 to 2015, before returning in 2021 with a new cast and a different format. But the revival lasted only until 2022. Since then, many familiar faces from the original series have disappeared from the public eye, sparking rumors that some may have passed away. But which of those cast members are truly no longer with us? Stay tuned as we uncover 10 beloved Shipping Wars members who tragically passed away. Roy Garber. Before Roy Garber became one of the most recognizable faces on Shipping Wars, he had already spent many years working on the road. He was born on November 3, 1965, and built his career as an independent transporter. He specialized in moving oversized and unusual cargo across the United States. He hauled heavy machinery, rare vehicles, and delicate equipment. Customers trusted him because of his skill, experience, and reliable service. When Shipping Wars premiered on Art and Entertainment in 2012, Roy quickly became one of the show's biggest stars. He impressed viewers with his calm driving, dry sense of humor, and willingness to take on difficult jobs. His loyal cat, Muffy, often traveled with him during deliveries and became just as popular with fans as Roy himself. But there was much more to Roy Garber than his career on the road. Away from television, Roy took his work very seriously. He knew that every shipment came with risks. One mistake could cost thousands of dollars, so he always stayed careful and focused. Even after Shipping Wars made him famous, he handled every job with the same hard work and dedication. Fans admired that attitude, and his popularity continued to grow during the show's early seasons. However, everything changed in January 2014, when Roy suffered a massive heart attack. Doctors admitted him to a hospital in Texas and tried to save his life. Sadly, the damage to his heart was too severe. Roy Garber passed away on January 17, 2014, at the age of 49. His sudden death shocked his family, fans, and fellow cast members because he had remained active and working just days before the medical emergency. After his death, Art and Entertainment honored Roy by dedicating episodes of Shipping Wars to his memory. His son, Travis Garber, also stepped in to complete some of the shipping jobs Roy had already accepted. Roy's life ended much sooner than anyone expected. Sadly, he would not be the only familiar face from Shipping Wars who may have died. Let's find out about the next person on our list. Jennifer Brennan. Few people on Shipping Wars looked more comfortable taking on difficult jobs than Jennifer Brennan. Long before television introduced her to millions of viewers, she had already built a reputation transporting valuable livestock across the United States. Horses were her specialty, and years of experience taught her how to handle animals worth hundreds of thousands of dollars with patience and precision. When Shipping Wars premiered in 2012, Jennifer stood out by proving she could compete with anyone in the business. Success on the show did not change the way Jennifer worked. Every delivery still demanded careful planning, long hours on the road, and the ability to solve unexpected problems without losing her focus. That steady approach helped make her one of the series' most recognizable cast members throughout its original run. Even after the program ended, she continued working in the transportation industry while balancing life as a mother. Fans also followed parts of her personal journey, including the birth of her children, and her commitment to raising them while continuing the demanding career she had spent years building. Unlike some of her fellow cast members, Jennifer never stepped away from the work that first brought her success. Even so, Her absence from regular television has led to years of speculation online. Some viewers have mistakenly claimed that she passed away, while others have questioned whether health problems forced her into retirement because she is no longer in the public spotlight like she was during the shipping wars. Mark Springer. Not every transporter on shipping wars relied on dramatic negotiations to get the job done. Mark Springer earned his reputation through experience and an eye for opportunities that others often overlooked. Before art and entertainment introduced him to television audiences in 2012, Mark spent years building a transportation business that specialized in moving unusual and high-value freight across the United States. He earned a reputation for handling everything from oversized industrial equipment to rare collectibles, taking on shipments that demanded precision rather than speed. That experience made him one of the most dependable competitors on the series, even when the jobs involved enormous financial risks. Appearing on television simply introduced Mark's work to a much larger audience. Throughout his time on Shipping Wars, he stayed focused on running his business instead of chasing fame. He was calmer than many of the other cast members, and that matched the steady way he had built his career long before joining the show. He also worked as a professional auctioneer, a background that helped him evaluate the value of unusual cargo before placing bids. That experience gave him an advantage when deciding which shipments were worth pursuing and how much to bid on them. As the years passed and Mark kept a lower public profile, online speculation about his whereabouts began to spread. Some social media posts and discussion forums even claimed that he had passed away. However, no official report or credible evidence supports those claims. No family member or reliable source has announced his death, and he has never been publicly linked to any serious medical condition that would explain the rumors. Although he has largely stepped away from television and prefers to keep his personal life private, the available information indicates that he is still alive. But aside from Mark Springer, there is another Shipping Wars cast member believed by many to have passed away tragically: Jarrett Joyce. Some transporters got attention for being loud, while others built their reputation through years of experience and steady work. Jarrett Joyce belonged to the second group. Before joining Shipping Wars, he spent years working in the freight industry, where he learned how to transport oversized and difficult cargo safely across long distances. His experience gave him an advantage when the Arts and Entertainment Television Network premiered Shipping Wars in 2012. He understood the challenges of transporting everything from heavy machinery to valuable antiques. Throughout the series, Jarrett became known for his practical approach, quick thinking, and ability to stay calm whenever unexpected problems threatened a delivery. Those qualities made him one of the most dependable transporters on the show. Fame never changed the way Jarrett approached his work. He planned every shipment carefully, loaded every item with great attention, and spent long hours driving across the country. Many jobs looked simple at first, but bad weather, vehicle breakdowns, and tight delivery schedules often made them much more difficult. Even after Shipping Wars introduced him to viewers across the United States, Jarrett remained committed to the transportation business that had supported him long before the cameras arrived. He stayed focused on completing difficult deliveries instead of building a celebrity image, and that dedication earned him lasting respect from many viewers who admired his professionalism. Despite remaining one of the better-known names from the series, Jarrett has become much less visible in recent years. His reduced public appearances have led to occasional rumors online claiming that he may have tragically passed away or quietly retired because of health problems. However, no official report supports those claims. There is also a rumor that Jarrett has been diagnosed with a serious medical condition. The rumors started because he now keeps a low profile, unlike when the show was at its peak. Dusty Davies. Youth was one thing that immediately set Dusty Davies apart when he arrived on Shipping Wars. Introduced during Season 6, he was known as the Prodigy, a nickname that reflected both his age and the confidence he brought to every shipment. Raised in a trucking family in Omaha, Nebraska, Dusty had been around heavy equipment from an early age and learned practical hauling skills by watching experienced relatives handle demanding transport jobs across different states before he was already driving professionally, while many people his age were just beginning their careers. That background helped him take on oversized freight with a level of confidence that often surprised even his competitors. Dusty transported farm machinery, industrial equipment, and other unusual cargo. He believed careful planning was the key to every successful job. Joining an established cast was never going to be easy, but Dusty quickly earned his place. His outspoken personality sometimes put him at odds with other transporters, yet his knowledge and willingness to tackle difficult loads made him one of the more memorable additions to the series. Every shipment came with its own challenges, from equipment breakdowns to changing road conditions, but Dusty rarely allowed setbacks to shake his confidence. Even after his time on Shipping Wars came to an end, many fans continued to remember him as one of the younger drivers who proved he could compete with veterans who had spent decades in the business. Years after leaving television, Dusty's absence from the public eye has sparked occasional rumors across online forums, with some viewers questioning whether something tragic had happened to him. Despite those claims, there is no official report confirming his death or suggesting that he has suffered from any serious medical condition. Much of the speculation appears to have grown simply because he chose to live a far more private life after his television career. The next transporter may also have tragically passed away, based on the available information. Let's find out who she is. Jessica Samco. Jessica Samco built her career by proving she could handle jobs that many people would never attempt. Before she joined Shipping Wars, she spent years hauling oversized freight and time-sensitive cargo across the United States. She grew up in the United States, developed a strong work ethic at an early age, and chose trucking as her profession, despite the industry's challenges. As a wife and mother, she balanced family responsibilities with the demanding schedule of a long-haul truck driver. Her confidence behind the wheel, straightforward personality, and determination to complete every delivery earned her a loyal following when she joined the revived seasons of the series. Jessica never tried to become the loudest person on screen. Instead, she relied on her experience and persistence to leave a lasting impression. Life after Shipping Wars kept Jessica on the road. While many reality television personalities pursued different careers, she continued hauling freight across the country. She faced long hours, unpredictable weather, and tight delivery deadlines as part of her everyday routine. She occasionally shared glimpses of her family life, but chose to keep most of her personal life private. Fans appreciated her authenticity because she stayed true to herself and never acted as though television had changed her. Even after Shipping Wars ended, Jessica kept working as a professional truck driver, spending long days on the road instead of stepping away from the industry. In recent years, however, her lower public profile sparked occasional rumors that something tragic had happened to her. Despite those claims, no reliable evidence has supported the rumors. Todd Sturgis. Todd Sturgis left a lasting impression on viewers who appreciated his willingness to take on demanding jobs. Before joining the series, Todd had already built a career in the transportation industry, moving oversized freight and specialized cargo that required careful handling. He spent nearly 2 decades working alongside his wife, Tamara, and together they operated He Is with her transport company. Before becoming a full-time truck driver, Todd worked as a forklift operator, a job that strengthened the skills he later used while transporting heavy equipment. Every shipment brought its own challenges, from strict delivery deadlines to difficult loading conditions, and those experiences prepared him for the unpredictable world of shipping wars. During his time on the show, Todd and Tamara appeared as a husband and wife team known as the Double Threat, earning respect for their ability to work together under pressure. Todd regularly accepted shipments that involved heavy machinery and other difficult loads that required careful planning instead of risky shortcuts. His years behind the wheel allowed him to approach those deliveries with confidence. Away from television, Todd kept his personal life out of the spotlight and rarely discussed his family, choosing to let his work speak for itself. Even after his appearances on the show, Todd remained active in the trucking industry that had shaped much of his working life. Reality television never changed his priorities. He continued hauling specialized freight, meeting demanding schedules, and relying on the experience he had gained long before joining Shipping Wars. His dedication to trucking remained the foundation of his career. In recent years, however, Todd has become far less visible than many of his former castmates. His absence from the public eye has fueled online speculation, with some viewers wondering whether he may have passed away after stepping away from the spotlight. Without regular updates from Todd himself, the questions have persisted, leaving many longtime viewers wondering what became of one of Shipping Wars' most dependable transporters. Todd's story is only one of several that have left Shipping Wars fans searching for answers. Another beloved cast member has also disappeared from the public eye, giving rise to similar rumors. Let's take a closer look at who comes next. Tamara Sturgis. Tamara Sturgis chose trucking as her profession and built years of experience before appearing on Shipping Wars. It was a life she shared with her husband, Todd Sturgis, long before the two appeared together on Shipping Wars. Working as a husband and wife team, they built a reputation for transporting oversized and difficult freight across the United States, taking on jobs that demanded patience, coordination, and countless hours on the road. Together, they operated He Is With Her Transport, a family-owned trucking company. Before joining reality television, Tamara spent years learning the challenges of long-haul trucking and developed the experience needed to handle specialized freight. Their teamwork became one of the reasons viewers enjoyed watching them, as they balanced the pressure of tight deadlines with the trust that came from years of working side by side. Rather than competing against each other, they approached every shipment as partners with the same goal of getting the job done safely. Appearing on Shipping Wars introduced Tamara to a much larger audience, but it did little to change the way she approached her work. She and Todd competed under the nickname the Double Threat. Every contract still required careful planning, accurate loading, and the ability to adapt when unexpected obstacles appeared. Fans admired Tamara for remaining calm under pressure and for communicating effectively with Todd during difficult jobs. That practical approach earned them respect from both customers and viewers, who appreciated seeing a genuine working partnership rather than manufactured television drama. Following the end of her time on the series, Tamara gradually stepped away from the public spotlight, leading to occasional speculation online about what had become of her. Some internet discussions have even claimed that she may have passed away after disappearing from television. Because she has shared very little about her life in recent years, those questions have continued to circulate among longtime Shipping Wars fans, leaving many to wonder what became of one half of the show's memorable husband and wife trucking team. Christopher Hanna. Christopher Hanna did not spend many seasons on Shipping Wars, but he made enough of an impression for viewers to remember him years after he left the series. Together with his shipping partner, Robbie Welsh, he operated a transportation business that specialized in hauling oversized and unusual freight across the United States. The two co-owned FCC Unlimited, a transportation company they built before appearing on television. Christopher preferred spending his time managing the business and handling freight instead of seeking public attention, a choice that reflected his practical personality long before reality television introduced him to viewers. The pair quickly became known for their easygoing personalities and the chemistry they shared on long-distance jobs. Christopher transported industrial machinery, vintage equipment, and other difficult loads, handling every job with the confidence that came from years of experience. Working alongside Robbie required more than simply driving from one destination to another. Every contract involved planning routes, securing cargo properly, and dealing with the unexpected problems that often came with oversized freight. Their teamwork became one of the reasons they stood out during their appearances on the show. Even though Christopher's television run was relatively short, viewers appreciated the calm, practical approach he brought to every shipment. Rather than creating unnecessary drama, he focused on completing the work and moving on to the next challenge. After stepping away from shipping wars, Christopher largely disappeared from public view, giving rise to years of speculation about what became of him. Some online discussions have even claimed that he may have passed away after leaving television. Public information about Christopher has remained extremely limited since his time on the series, largely because he chose to keep his personal life away from public attention. But Christopher was only one half of the team. What happened to Robbie Welsh, the shipping partner who worked alongside him on so many memorable deliveries? Her story took an unexpected turn that many fans never saw coming. Some of the strongest partnerships on shipping wars began long before reality television introduced them to viewers, and Robbie Welsh was part of one of the most memorable. Working alongside Christopher Hanna, she helped build a transportation business that specialized in hauling oversized and unusual freight across the United States. Their easygoing chemistry and ability to work through difficult deliveries together quickly made them fan favorites. Robbie was never afraid to step into challenging situations, whether it meant organizing complicated shipments, negotiating with customers, or finding practical solutions when unexpected problems threatened to delay a delivery. Her calm personality balanced Christopher's approach, making them one of the show's most recognizable duos. Success on television did not change Robbie's priorities. While Shipping Wars introduced her to a national audience, she remained committed to the transportation business that had shaped much of her career. The work demanded long days, careful coordination, and constant communication with customers, and Robbie embraced those responsibilities with the same determination viewers had seen on screen. After leaving the series, however, she gradually stepped away from reality television and began focusing more on her personal life than public appearances, choosing a much quieter path than many expected. That decision has fueled years of online speculation. Because Robbie rarely appears in the public eye today, some viewers have questioned whether something tragic happened after her television career ended, with rumors even suggesting that she may have passed away. Those claims have never been supported by credible evidence. Robbie has previously spoken publicly about living with depression. As she became less visible in recent years, some online rumors began linking her lower public profile to those struggles, with a few people even speculating that her condition had become life-threatening. Public updates from Robbie have become infrequent, but nothing from reliable sources indicates that she has died. Who was your favorite among these beloved members? Share your opinions with us in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen, and you will enjoy it.